I have two more problems I want to look at you and then look at you. That doesn't make sense. I have two more problems that I want to look at with you. And then for your homework tonight, you are going to be completing the rest of this note sheet. Obviously, my key is provided, but do as much as you can without the use of the key. So the final two problems, again, deal with this whole idea of converting. And we see another question just like part B in some ways, where you have an r equals a 2 cosine theta, a sine theta, but we are not able to use the formulas yet because we need an r on the cosine theta and the sine theta. So just like I had to do in this step right here for part B, I'm going to use that same idea for part C. So I'm going to start by multiplying both sides by r, giving me r squared equaling 2r cosine theta plus r sine theta. Now, r squared is x squared plus y squared from our formulas. And then remember that r cosine theta is equal to x and r sine theta is equal to y. So we can replace, I feel like I should underline this too, just for symmetry. We can replace each of those. And then notice we've achieved our goal. We've gotten rid of all of the r's and thetas and replaced it with x's and y's. Again, like the last problem, you can keep going with this and you can actually get this in the form that we want. This is also going to be a circle. However, not only will we have to complete the square with x, we'll also have to do that same thing with y. I'll let you guys complete this because I feel like this would be good practice for you after just seeing it in part B, but obviously refer to my key if you need to. Final problem in the set of problems that I wanted to do with you is part D. Same idea as before. We have r's and thetas. Let's get this to be x's and y's. I'm going to start by getting rid of this fraction as is, and I am going to rewrite this by using cross products and rewrite this as r times 1 plus sine theta equaling 4. Now, from here, we can go through and we can distribute the r. And I'm seeing this r sine theta, which is y. The problem is that I don't have an r squared. So you may be thinking, well, let's just multiply everything by r again. The issue with doing this is then our middle term that we just said equals y, you're bringing in an r to that term that we don't need. So instead of doing that, if you guys remember when I started the notes, I had talked about how another formula we can use is this idea that r equals the square root of x squared plus y squared. So what we can do in this problem is actually replace the r with the square root of x squared plus y squared. Now, when we do that, you're going to have on the left-hand side this x squared plus y squared plus the y equaling 4. But if you think about it, solving with radicals, remember if we isolate this radical, we can square both sides. So I'm going to isolate this radical by bringing that y to the other side, and then I can go about squaring both sides. Now, sorry, I don't know if you can hear my kids in the background, but they're making really weird noises. I have a feeling they're about to come up and interrupt this. So we're going to square both sides, and we have x squared plus y squared on the left. And then on the right-hand side, think about writing this out twice. You're going to get the 4 times the 4, 16, a middle term of negative 8y plus the y squared. Now, looking at this, I'm excited to see that the y squareds will cancel, because when I subtract, you'll see that those will cancel. And what I'm left with here is x squared equaling 16 minus 8y. You should remember, if you have just one squared term, this is a parabola. So what I can do is I can solve for y and just bring over the 16 and then divide by the negative 8. So I get the equation of negative 1/8 x squared plus 2 equaling y, and we will see that this is in fact a parabola.